GameStop is blowing up in price again, and they are trying to deflect our attention from what's really going on here. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Chris Martinson of Peak Prosperity. I want to talk to you about GameStop today because, I think all of Wall Street is this giant rigged casino, and it's rigged for the insiders, of the insiders, by the insiders, and it's just a mess. And we have no regulatory oversight that's meaningful anymore, and they do things like naked shorting and putting too many derivatives on. All of this is why we're going to be holding a webinar around the great taking and how you can potentially protect yourself from this rigged casino when it blows. And by the way, I love the popping and creaking sounds that we're seeing. Let's start here with this idea. Look at this. So GameStop was up, 50, 60% yesterday, and then another 100% in the overnight. It goes from $30 a share to $60 a share. This is absolutely just piling massive potential losses on some big hedge funds, some Wall Street insiders. And we're going to see how they respond. Last time they responded by dumping a bunch of naked shorts into the market, whatever they need to do. And a naked short, by the way, is selling a share of stock that you don't even have and you don't locate and you can't find it because it doesn't exist. It's literally selling something that doesn't exist. Does naked shorting happen? All the time. And it's actually regulatorily allowed by market makers. They are relieved from this thing called the need to locate. So if you don't have to locate a share, you can just sell it without having to locate it. Weird concept, right? It'd be like me selling you a house. I just didn't locate it first, It's kind of a weird thing, and I never do locate it. That's a naked short. That was what they used last time, but some creaking, popping sounds. Look at this. That's what we're seeing right there. That is awesome. Now, somebody I really enjoy listening to on Twitter is mostly where I find him now. Is this guy, Ian Carroll. Let's listen in.
You're about to watch the media lie through their teeth like their life depends on it. That's because Roaring Kitty just came back and GameStop broke the internet. And then this morning, it broke the stock market.
This was
yesterday.
yesterday.
It turns out that GameStop investors are everywhere. So I'm going to catch you up on everything they've been hiding from you for 3 years that we dug up. First and foremost, we learned that all mainstream media is just the propaganda arm of the big money trying to short this company. Just a small collection of articles regurgitating that you need to forget GameStop. Surprise! And today the lies have already started. They are trying to smear Keith Gill as though he drove the meme stock mania. We'll talk about this whole meme stock word in a second. But first, let's remember, no, he didn't drive anything. Short sellers drove the meme stock mania of 2021 by borrowing and short selling more than double the number of shares that even exist all at the same time. Most short squeezes happen between 10 and 20% short interest, meaning 20% of all the shares that exist have been borrowed and short sold. Mm-hmm. Well, we're at 27% short interest on GameStop right now today, and that's after they've learned to hide all their giant short positions.
All right, that goes on, and it's well worth watching. This is Ian Carroll at Cancel Coco on Twitter, so well worth following. What's fascinating is indeed when you go over to any of the big let's just look at one right now. This is fascinating to see. Look at that. Now it's up 111%. Somebody is getting taken to the cleaners. This is a live feed we're looking at right here while I'm recording this, so not live for you. Let's see. Let's go to Bloomberg because I'm sure they're going to be talking about this over at Bloomberg. And let's see what they say. Oh, GameStop shares extend meme rally as retail traders pile in. That dumb money. Those silly old retail traders noticing things like that Wall Street has fictitiously manufactured selling 200% of the company's float. That means if the company had 100 shares outstanding, that's all it issued. Somehow 200 shares of those have been sold short. Again, no need to locate. If you or I sell something we don't have and can't find and doesn't exist, that's called fraud. Of course, it's been made legal, if not lawful, on Wall Street. It's just part of the practices because that creates efficient markets, they tell us. This is a very important concept for them. So this is really an astonishing thing to see that this is all going on. By the way, the 7 minutes, so really tight, really tight. So I wake up this morning and find out that TikTok took down that GME video that we're watching on Twitter, of course, or X, because X is it's the only free speech platform that exists out there. All the rest are subjugated parts of the Wall Street, deep state, CIA, Operation Mockingbird, narrative control, blah, Facebook, useless. Google search, more than useless, right? It misdirects you all the time, hides stuff that it doesn't think you should see for your own safety, citizen. Google knows what you should see. You can't be trusted to find information. Same thing is now true for TikTok. So TikTok took down his recent GME video for hateful ideology. He laughs. It's really funny. Oh, is Kenny Boo mad? So that would be Ken Griffith of Citadel, which is one of the prime, just worst of the worst kind of things. And by the way, Citadel, that's where Ben Bernanke works as senior macro advisor to a company that just operates on a second-by-second timescale, skimming and cheating and all of that. Now, this is a bad thing, though. Wall Street could blow up over something like this, because when you have 200% of the shares short, there's no possible way you could cover that back up again. There's no way you could go out into the open market and locate real shares to buy to cover your short, because it just doesn't work, because there just aren't enough shares. And worse, and this is why you have to see things like this headline here, talking about GameStop extends meme rally as retail traders pile in. It's more than that. The retail traders are doing some real ninja on Wall Street about this right now. They are doing something really nefarious, really terrifying to Wall Street. Is they are buying their GME shares and then they're DRSing them. They're direct registration system. That means they're taking them out of the system. They're taking them out. They've been DRS'd. They've been taken out. So the people are actually buying something and taking possession of their thing. If you don't understand what I just said, you really, really need to look into the great taking and the indirect holding model and all the complexity that's gone into this stuff. If you have a portfolio, if you own stocks, if you own bonds, if you are in any way invested in the markets, you need to understand that market structure. The devil is in the detail. The fine print is all there for you to read. Look at any of my series on the great taking. I go through all of the actual legal language, and it's very complicated, more complicated than necessary, because that's how they like it. When these retail traders do this terrible, awful thing, they're hurting Wall Street because they take their shares out. Now, Wall Street can't even locate those. These are what we call diamond hands. These are in hands that are not going to sell these shares because these people are fighting a corrupt system. That's what's really happening. When we look at GameStop shares extend meme rally, retail investors pile in. This is really just a case of Wall Street and its marketing arm here getting very upset that somebody's figured out how their game is played, how it's rigged, and is using the rigging against itself. We'll see how this resolves. My best guess is that the SEC is going to look the other way, and they're going to allow a vast quantity of naked shorts to be created right out of thin air by a market maker in order to help tamp this down. Because you think about the awful things that would happen if they didn't step in and double rig the system against these meme stock retail traders. You know what could happen? It's awful. Wall Street firms could actually take some losses. That's not how this is supposed to work. All right. I just want you to be aware of that. This is awesome. Let's just check back in one last time here while we are looking here real quick. Yeah, still up 100%. That is something. All right, I'm going to carry on for my subscribers back at Peak Prosperity. By the way, wearing my FLCCC shirt here today, casual, coming in casual. Big announcement coming out of the FLCCC this week. I've been working very hard with them behind the scenes, and there's just extraordinary, wonderful, amazing things. This, too, is an organization that is busy putting a sharp stick in the eye of the man, the system that predates on us, that just uses us like we're just like cows or something that need to be milked. Like, actually, I treat my cows better than Wall Street and the hospital systems treat you or I. So with that, thanks very much. And for all my Peak Prosperity subscribers, come on back. I got more to talk about.